Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to Scale Kickstarter backer update number 2. As you can see, we're in the desert today, and we have the mechanic for World 2 that we're playing around with. This is where the entire world scales at once. The scale device has gotten really powerful now, and you can't scale individual objects anymore. You have to scale everything at once, which becomes interesting, I think. I don't want to show off too many of those implications because I want you to be able to discover them yourself, but I will show you this amazing water. And I can say it's amazing because it was made by Andrew Cogshaw, who's the fantastic tech artist that's working with me on Scale here. Dude, he's so good. I mean, look at that. That is gorgeous. Okay. My name is Steve Swink. I am the creator of Scale. This is a really embarrassing picture of me on my 16th birthday, looking like a pretty girl. Moving along, let's see what we got here. We've got some kind of a mountain, and since we can grow and shrink the world, we can just hop up that. Bam! Thank you very much. I wanted to take that time to get that out of the way first. Thank you so much to our amazing backers. You guys have been kicking so much ass. We've gotten so many amazing comments. I'm like shrugging because it's so amazing and I can barely handle it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I just appreciate it more than you can know. Twitter seems to be like the #1 donation avenue. Like tons and tons of people have been pledging via Twitter, so keep getting the word out on Twitter. That seems to really do it. So, you know, tweet and retweet. And we are currently at, oh, look at that, 40%. I'm making this video on Sunday night, so it's very possible that we will be closer to 50% by the time this gets posted. But yeah, fingers crossed on that. So thank you very much. Let's go up here and let's look at the administrative house again. Do a little bit of housekeeping. Please don't close the video. Hop, hop, hop. Okay, so today's updates are super freaking exciting. We're gonna open a new unlimited tier. It is a $15 tier, and in addition to the $10 tier, what you get is my game inputting. It's the only place you can get it besides the LA Game Space Game Pack, which is now closed. So this is an exclusive thing, and a lot of people have liked it. Lots of different press have talked about it, so I'll kind of link some of those in the comments, and that will be cool. But the really exciting thing is that we're going to add a Friends of Scale game pack at a $20 tier, which means that you get games like Noidu Love 2, Electronic Superjoy, Incredipede,
Osmos,
and I'm throwing inputting in there as well. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I think that's really cool, and I really appreciate all my friends donating Steam keys for that. Yes, so this mountain has gotten suddenly kind of crazy and vertigo inducing. This might be really cool on a Rift, perchance. For example, just to pick a random example, that could be cool on the Rift, I don't know, whatever. Just gonna jump across some clouds here. That would be cool, right? Whee! Boink. Oh fuck, a spider. Hey bro. Enjoy, oh god. Nice temporary animation, idiot. Go sit over there. We have what will eventually be a spider cave. Alright. Oh yeah, oh crap. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you so very much to Penn Ward and Griffin McElroy from Polygon for your amazing support. Penn, you know, tweeted about the game, and that was super nice, but he also sent me some really amazing feedback, especially on the story, and so big shout outs to those dudes. Griffin wrote a wonderful article on Polygon that I highly recommend you check out. It's kind of the best encapsulation of my aspirations and inspirations for Scale thus far. It's kind of even better than what I've written or said myself, so highly recommend that based on a cool interview that we did. Okay. Alright. Scale is primarily mechanic focused, and I think that in a future update I'm going to talk about experimental mechanics and ideas, because I think that, you know, that's really interesting, and I want to talk about sort of the cluster concept of experimental gameplay and so on, and you know, where it is now and how it's gotten kind of stale and where I think it's going, and a lot of that is wrapped up in the way that I'm structuring my game and not trying to kind of shoehorn it into being a linear puzzle game. Anyway, okay, so let's talk a little bit about scale design stuff. Last time we talked about mechanics that were working and mechanics that weren't working. Here's some cool stuff I think that's working on this level, or at least they're directions of ideas, and I don't want to show you the exact expressions of them, but I will kind of hint at them. So one thing that's really cool about this mechanic is, as I pointed out at the beginning, it warps space as well as time. So when I make the world really big, I'm walking really slow. And then when I make the world small, I can move really quickly across it. So I was thinking of doing a sort of homage goal to Foot Race with Koopa the Quick, where there's a guy in the environment who wants to race you, and there's sort of a track that you have to follow, and he says, okay, 3, 2, 1, go, and you have to make it to a flag on the other side of the map, but you can just scale the map down, take a couple of steps, and you're there. And that's a pretty good example of the type of thing I'm trying to put in a scale, which is not necessarily a very difficult puzzle. It's not really like a puzzle. It's basically just like, oh, here's a cool thing you can do with the mechanic. And because I'm not super interested in making like challenging, brain-busting puzzles, I just want to make things that are interesting in this space that you've never really done in a game before. So that's a cool thing. So let's talk a little bit about a problem that I was kind of rapping with Pen Ward about, and it's one that I haven't really solved yet. I will solve it eventually. I'm sure it's, you know, just one of those things that I'm kind of cracking away at mentally. It's the problem of why you can scale some objects and not others. That problem actually doesn't exist in this level because the whole level scales up and down and you don't really have a choice over which objects are scaling. But in the levels where you scale individual objects, some of the ground pieces and some of the wall pieces don't scale up and down the way this whole level does. And there's not really a lot of sense to why that happens. I think that, you know, you look at the gun and the readout says nope, can scale, or scaling, which is interesting, and I did it sort of as an experiment before PAX to see if people would notice it. But what I saw was only people who were watching other people play noticed it. Like the person who was playing didn't really notice it, and it wasn't a very useful guide for them. But also it's just conceptually unsatisfying because I haven't thought of a good reason why you can't scale certain objects. So, you know, we were thinking of things that would wrap in with the narrative, like the character, there's a certain significance to certain objects in the world, and the brain parasite therapy coordinator is, you know, giving her instructions to manipulate certain objects and not others, like she's sort of turning them on or off. That might be interesting. From a purely usability gameplay standpoint, you know, I could do something like highlighting objects when you sort of cursor over them, but that feels a little cheesy to me, so it's kind of like, you know, that's not the right solution yet. You know, I could put a highlight around them, like a thin line around the edges of them, but that's not super satisfying either. So yeah, I'm still pecking away at that solution, and I feel like it's just out of grasp, and I'll have this kind of brainstorm in the shower one day and figure it out. Alright, well, that's all for me. Let's collect this delectable particle that is hidden over here in the cave. Yes! Alright, thanks so much. Yeah, continue to be awesome.